Embryonic development is a fascinatingly intricate process orchestrated by multiple signaling pathways. Among them, the Hedgehog signaling pathway is critical, involving three specific proteins: sonic hedgehog, desert hedgehog, and Indian hedgehog. Today, we'll take a journey through how these proteins influence development, focusing particularly on sonic hedgehog and its profound impact on body patterning. Development kicks off around the third week of embryogenesis, with the formation of a solid rod of mesoderm called the notochord. This structure acts as a guiding center, influencing the embryo's overall folding and differentiation. The notochord secretes essential proteins that guide tissue differentiation and ensure symmetrical and proportional body structure: 2 arms, 2 legs, and 1 head. Among these proteins are sonic hedgehog, desert hedgehog, and Indian hedgehog. Among the three, sonic hedgehog is the most well-researched. Sonic hedgehog acts as a ligand, which means it's a molecule designed to move between cells and enable communication. Think of it as a letter sent from one cell to another, carrying vital instructions. When sonic hedgehog is released by the notochord, it diffuses through the embryonic tissue until it binds to a receptor called patched, found on the cell membranes of embryonic cells. Normally, the patched receptor suppresses cell differentiation, acting as a brake. But here's the twist: when sonic hedgehog binds to patched, it inhibits this brake, allowing the cell to activate specific genes and start differentiating. In short, sonic hedgehog removes the roadblock and sets the stage for specialized cell development. One of the most fascinating aspects of sonic hedgehog signaling is how it creates a concentration gradient across the embryo. Picture this: when sonic hedgehog is released, it diffuses like a drop of dye in water. The cells closest to the notochord are exposed to a higher concentration, while those further away receive less. This gradient helps cells figure out their location in three-dimensional space relative to the notochord. For instance, a cell exposed to a high dose of sonic hedgehog might develop into brain tissue, while another cell further away might contribute to forming an arm. Importantly, it's not just about the initial exposure. The duration and cumulative dose of sonic hedgehog signal are also crucial. Cells interpret these cues to decide which genes to express and, ultimately, what they'll become. To add even more specificity, the desert hedgehog and Indian hedgehog proteins create their own gradients. These proteins are secreted from different parts of the notochord and diffuse in their unique ways. For example, desert hedgehog may form a gradient from the lower part of the notochord, while Indian hedgehog comes from the middle. This results in each embryonic cell receiving a unique combination of sonic hedgehog, desert hedgehog, and Indian hedgehog, guiding precise differentiation and ensuring that symmetrical structures form on both sides of the body. Let's delve deeper into how sonic hedgehog signaling works. When sonic hedgehog binds to patched, it deactivates its suppressive effect on a protein called smoothened. In the absence of sonic hedgehog, patched keeps smoothened inactive, preventing gene activation. But when sonic hedgehog binds to patched, smoothened is released from its inhibition. This allows smoothened to activate downstream signaling pathways that lead to the expression of specific target genes involved in growth and patterning. The hedgehog signaling pathway is essential for the proper formation of various organs and body structures. It plays a crucial role in forming the brain, limbs, and spinal cord. Abnormalities in sonic hedgehog signaling can lead to serious developmental issues such as holoprosencephaly, where the brain fails to properly divide into 2 hemispheres. This pathway also helps set up the body's left-right asymmetry and ensures that structures like arms and legs develop in corresponding places on either side of the body. Defects in the hedgehog signaling pathway can result in various congenital disorders. For instance, mutations affecting sonic hedgehog can lead to conditions such as Gorlin syndrome, characterized by skin cancers and jaw cysts, or Pallister-Hall syndrome, marked by polydactyly and hypothalamic hamartomas. Understanding the pathway is vital for developing targeted treatments and managing these congenital issues. Ongoing research focuses on how modulating the hedgehog pathway can be used for therapeutic purposes. Inhibitors targeting smoothened, for example, are being studied as treatments for certain cancers where the pathway is abnormally activated. Drugs like vismodegib are already being used to treat basal cell carcinoma by inhibiting smoothened, showing the pathway's significance not only in development but in medical treatments. To recap, the hedgehog signaling pathway is a critical player in embryonic development, guiding the formation of tissues and organs. Sonic hedgehog binds to patched, which releases smoothened and triggers gene activation. This pathway, along with desert hedgehog and Indian hedgehog, ensures cells know their spatial position and differentiate accordingly. Understanding this pathway provides insight into congenital disorders and forms the basis for targeted medical therapies. Thank you for learning with us. Visit KOTZME for more educational content and keep mastering the curve. Remember, the more you learn, the closer you get to mastering complex concepts. Keep exploring with King of the Curve.